The following is a special presentation of the Decibel Geek Podcast.
Hey everybody, Rockin Ron with Decibel Geek here, and I'm here with the hot new band, Angels in Vain. So we got Taz.
That's right.
What bands have you been in before?
Yeah, man, my history kind of like dates all the way back to '89 with Cherry Street. We got a deal with BMG back then and toured for about 3 years before that band dissolved, and then I ended up moving to Texas, Austin, putting a band together called Spinning Chain, and I produced a record with a good friend of mine, Brian Scott from Union Underground, and slowly migrated to San Antonio to start doing production with him. Those are pretty much the two bigger bands that I've been with a lot. I kind of transitioned to the other side of the board than playing, more as a songwriter and just producing bands, and that's kind of what I've been doing for like the last probably 15 years.
Right.
So I'll do some pickup gigs here or there, helping out bands that I produce and write with, but pretty much on the other side of the board a lot. So this is really exciting because this thing kind of just blew up, and Chris and I have been writing for 2 years together, just slowly putting it together, and then we just put out the teaser, and that photo just blew up. So it's exciting to be here in Vegas, and looks like I'll be here every 6 weeks at least. So
Yeah, because when I say you guys are a new band, you're a
new.
new band, but you guys have been around for a while.
We're a new band, but we're old dogs.
But you're veterans.
Everything old is new again.
That's right.
to quote a great review.
So now, Eric Stacy, Faster Pussycat, original.
Yeah.
And we go way, way back.
Right.
You know, I mean, we must have been, 4 months younger than what we are now when we met.
Yeah, I met you.
We met at the Jet Boy show in Denver.
Right.
And much love to Mickey and Fernie Rod, Al, Billy,
right
all the guys.
All the boys.
And tell us a little bit about What else you've been involved in?
Well, before Faster, I was in a band called Darling Cool with Greg Darling that went on to sign with Polygram. Worked with Vicky Hamilton on that band. Was in Faster Pussycat for their main years, main records and videos and world tours. Had a band called the Rhythm Slaves after that with Brian Damage from Kicks and Pat Muzingo from Junkyard on drums. Almost got a deal with Polygram. Had a band called Super Cool with the man on the left, Stacy Blades there. I was in a band called Bubble with Bam from Dogs D'Amour and Cher Peterson from Vixen and my old guitar player Brent Muscat. Played with the Liberators with Phil Lewis and Brent Muscat. Currently the band that counts, Angels in Vain, also doing Jet Boy. So those are the main bands that people would know.
And you're still doing a gig with Jet Boy. You got one coming up next month and that, so you're still doing that too.
Oh yeah,
as well.
Need to make some, a little
yeah,
somehow.
You have to do it all.
Yeah.
And then we got Chris Van Dahl.
Hey, man.
And you, of course, sang on LA Guns, American Hardcore,
Yeah.
which I actually listened to the other day. Went back to it again.
You're the one that listened to that. Yeah, that's the LA Guns record that should have been called Nog Das Plow, or you know what I mean. That's actually a Kelly Nichols reference. We almost changed the name back then to Nog Das Plow, just for that
I was
reason.
trying to figure out what that meant backwards.
I know. There's so much history and so many things that are like inside that I won't find myself over explaining everything. But yeah, played with LA Guns. Moved from Detroit to LA in the '80s with Taz. Almost froze to death, and died going over the mountains when the headlights went out in the van that we moved here in. So we've got a long history together of playing and writing. Had a band with Kenny Olsen from Kid Rock, Adam Curry from Candlebox, and Shannon Boone from Puddle of Mud and Howling Doblos, called Pack of Wolves. And there's a record there that the world has never heard. They may hear it at some point, but did that when I was back in Detroit for a while. Got out of the business, moved back there to get out of the business, and ended up in a band with those guys. Boneyard. Played bass in Love Hate for 33 seconds right before Jizzy took off the joint rap. Jizzy Pearl, Johnny Love, Skid, Joey Gold, Blackout in the Red Room.
Okay.
Just one reference. And the most important thing is what I'm doing now. And it has been for, like Taz said, 2 years. 2 years ago, I called him up. I'd been performing as Steven Tyler for Legends in Concert all over the world for about 5 years now. And I woke up one day and I said, man, who the hell am I? You know what I mean? I didn't remember who I was anymore or what I loved about making music. I mean, don't get me wrong, performing as Steven Tyler is an honor. I mean, he's just about the most badass singer in rock and roll. But, we're still our own people. And I said, I got to do something. So I called Taz up and I said, hey, how do you feel about writing a record? And the next day, he sent me 13 songs that he'd been sitting on. Maybe he was waiting for the call, I don't know. And we got to work. Yeah, and we got to work, and slowly but surely, over the past, like I said, 1.5, 2 years, we've been writing stuff in our off time, and we both have studios. He's in Texas, I'm here, I take my rig on the road, and the songs have been coming together. And Stacy and I have been friends for years, and we were talking, and when these guys pick up the thread, how that all happened, but we ended up getting together because of an event that Eric was putting on, and we started talking about what each of us was doing, and I told him about the record, and he asked to hear some of it, and sort of the rest is history. That's how Angels and Vain came to be.
That's what I was going to say.
I thought I was cutting you a break, man. Like Eric, Stacy Blades, cool, silent.
So Stacy Blades is just ditto.
What he said.
You get the Chinese. Okay, yeah. most people know me for my time in Rock's Gang and 10 years in LA Guns. I left LA Guns, almost 4 years ago, 3.5 years ago. Since then, I've done an all-star band called Let It Rock with Jimmy Deanda, Sean McNabb, Jamie St. James, and Oz Fox. And Las Vegas is becoming the new melting pot of LA. So Troy just moved here recently. Eric moved here, and well, like I said, there was this Bowie thing that we were going to do, and like Chris said, we've been friends for years, and he sent me some stuff, and I told Eric, and I was like, you got to hear this material, that Taz and Chris have been writing. So that's how it kind of came together, and next thing you know, it's like we had a video shoot, and Troy kind of stepped in the last minute. Originally, Big Fox was supposed to do it, and Troy kind of saved the day and came in and kicked ass, and what you see is Angels and Pain right here. So it's happened, it's all kind of taken us by surprise. So we're like, whoa, this is really happening fast. So, we're
playing catch up.
Yeah, we're playing catch up. So there's a lot of prepping that we're doing, and a lot of cool things happening. So we're hoping to hit the road, start playing live end of September. So we have this movie premiere tonight that we're going to. Hence, that's why we're all.
That's Stacy's
sharp dress man.
Stacy's movie.
Have you seen the movie yet?
Yes.
Yeah. Have you seen it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I ordered the DVD as soon as it came out.
Right on.
Actually, met
that's,
Kyle and Steve a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's where we're at. We're excited where this is going, and we're continuing to write. We're going to kick this big time.
And how do you guys feel about how the response has been over the internet
been
and that?
Amazing.
It's been overwhelming.
It's been
actually.
really taking us by surprise.
It's almost hard to keep a lid on
Yeah.
it to stay ahead of the 8 ball. Actually,
It feels like it's
really
been a gift. I feel like it's been just kind of all this great stuff dropped in our lap. So.
I think it's a testimony to the fact that the timing for this is right, and that people are hungry for a really great hard rock band.
Definitely.
We just do what we do the best that we can, and it's like Eric said earlier, everything old is new again. You know what I mean? We're like a classic hard rock band, but Taz is a brilliant producer and engineer, so the production is very current. There's some very mainstream modern elements, so it's sort of a hybrid, musically speaking. And it got to the point where we hadn't planned to release the first single until next month, but there was so much demand when word got out about the band that we decided to go ahead and release No One Gets Out Alive early. That's why we're calling it a pre-single. The actual single is entitled 1973, and that's
shot a video for it.
Yeah, that's coming
what
out.
you shot the video for. So
Yeah.
Yeah, if we have time, you'll get to see a sneak peek of what's going on with that.
But really quickly, you forgot Troy's history.
Nobody cares about the history. We just care about what's.
We never got to Troy.
Oh, to Troy. Hello.
yeah, we can't leave out
We were
Troy.
coming back there. Oh no!
Hey, we say save the best for
Don't
last.
sit right at the table.
I was going to give him a drum roll, but well, he's the drummer.
Right. No, I spent 5 years playing in White Lion. Did an album in 2008. Pay my rent with Gilby Clarke from former Guns N'
Awesome.
Roses, and we go out and ride motorcycles to Sturgis and play some rock and roll. And when I got the call to come in and fill
Bail
in,
us out.
well, it was to fill in on this video is what I thought, because kind of what I've done in my past is I've always been a hired guy, and I'm cool with that. I like coming in and then assimilating to what I have to do, And then when I kind of came and met with him and realized, no, we need a guy, and we all, he and I know each other, Stacy and I know each other. We've jammed before, in LA or out here, and then when I realized it was something more than that, I was like, all right, this is pretty cool. It's been a long time since I've done that, so it's kind of exciting, being in a band as opposed to just being a part of a project or someone else's, training wheel. You know what I mean? So I dig it. It's cool. It's a cool thing.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you guys have been friends or crossed paths many times over the years, and that is that kind of how this all came together, or you know,
I mean,
you guys being friends?
Yeah, I mean, we all know each other. So when he got this event to put together, you know, the first thing you do is you call your friends, you know, and then your friends call their friends, and next thing you know, you're in a band together. So sometimes it happens that way.
When I put the Bowie Memorial together, the first drummer I actually tapped was Troy. I mean, he was always in mind as a drummer for this. If somebody else didn't work out, you know, I've jammed with him since we used to do a jam with this thing called Happening Harry and the Halftones back in LA, which he's done, and you know, and you probably done it too.
I remember it.
Yeah, I mean,
for sure.
Everybody's done it. Yeah, you know Harry.
Actually, the last show I played in LA, Harry booked.
There you go. Yeah.
I
How much did it cost you?
Exactly.
Didn't cost me anything, just because of my history with him. But I think it was called The Joint or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
The
the
Joint.
joint.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
played there.
he was booking
I did
there.
like a showcase thing there.
On Robertson.
Yeah. Weird stage, man.
Yeah. Way loud.
Dude,
You fall off
it's
it.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was
breaking that.
ridiculous. Yeah.
So yeah, we've all, you know,
It's pretty ancestral.
rock and roll is an incestuous business for sure.
So now I've been playing constantly the "No One Gets Out Alive," awesome song, right? Is that along the lines of what we're looking at? You know, sticking to that formula and good, dirty,
There's
hard
a lot of
rock and roll.
dynamics too. I think though, there's a lot, everything is linear. A lot of our stuff that we're writing and the newer stuff it's got that vibe, but it's all kind of different, and that's I think what's exciting about it is a lot of bands just kind of define one sound and it's kind of a linear thing. And like this, everybody's got different influences and stuff like that. So I haven't been excited about an original project in years that I am with this. So yeah, I can sum it up like that. I guess. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, the song's a great indicator
He's a great writer
of what we do, but it by no means defines us as a band. There are going to be a lot of surprises, so still your expectations. So turn it off and everybody switch where you're sitting.
Right, yeah.
Turn it back on.
Surely.
You put on Eric's hat.
Change shirts.
What they're dealing. Okay, this is this and this is that, and I'm comfortable with that.
Yeah.
And this band is pushing boundaries. We don't really hold to the conventional way of doing things. I mean, clearly, just the way things have been since this thing has started is completely backwards from any way that any of us have ever done.
That's what's kind of
anything.
taken us by surprise too.
It's like the band's huge. Okay, go rehearse.
It's everything,
Right, yeah.
you know, the opposite. It's
kind of funny because
Of how you want to launch a project, we're doing it, totally backwards.
Right.
I was going to say,
But
you guys
that
are
being
all
said-
kind of hands-on
Oh,
with
yeah.
it. Is that
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot different nowadays than what you're used to with
It's
the
different from
standard,
20
go in, put out, record an album, put it out, and you got a whole album out there. And
It's different from 20 years ago, but it's exactly the same as 30. You know what I mean? It's like we're back in the 70s building a following by touring and selling our record out of the back of the van. But the van now is the internet. You know what I mean? So this band is more than just hands-on. At the moment, we pretty much handle, manage, and control everything about it, which I think is great because we're in touch with the people that seem to be liking what we're doing, and we're paying attention, and that's the biggest thing. I mean, I remember being a kid and being like, you know what I mean? People were inaccessible back then, and it's great to dream about meeting Ozzy Osbourne or Randy Rhoads, but today, I mean, you can send somebody a message, and right now, at least, while we're capable in this situation, everybody in this band is responding to those messages directly. So it's kind of a cool thing to be able to do.
Also on the title, the thing you said about titling everything or tagging everything, the band just put out the single and the pictures and whatever. It's funny because the press is what started calling the band a supergroup. We never ever used that word and have been tried to be real clear about. Yeah, we've been tried to be real clear. That never came from any five guys here. We just we needed a singer, 2 guitar players, a drummer, and a bass player, and found that we had that and put a band together.
You called your friends. That's what you did.
Right.
We didn't think more than that.
That's it. It was like, and then Paris and Russia and all these press all over the world are going, yeah, supergroup this, supergroup that. We never sold it as that and never claimed to be. It's flattering to have them say it, but it's not coming from us. That's just their thing.
You're 5 very talented guys that got together and doing a hell of a good band.
Thank you.
It's not super group. I think puts too much expectation. That.
We're not Asia.
Yeah.
I mean, people can label it whatever they want. At the end of the day, the fans are going to decide what this is.
Yeah.
As far as we're concerned, it's just a good fucking band and good friends doing what we do.
It's kind of
people are
funny.
receptive, so that's killer.
It's kind of funny. No one ever calls 6 a.m. a supergroup. They just call them 6 a.m.
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
don't.
Yeah. We don't
Maybe it's
want
'cause
we
we're
don't want to be
5
known
piece.
as a super.
You know, a
an
supergroup
all-star
is
band.
Hollywood Vampires.
Yeah, like Alice Cooper and Paul McCartney and
Joe Perry.
that would be a super.
And that's a fly-by-night, done-for-cash thing. And I don't really care if they read that tomorrow because they know that what they're doing. It's not a long-term.
Yeah, it's a little more
thing.
contrived. This is actually original music, whereas those bands are typically known for doing big shows and catalogs of the guys that are in the band. This isn't a cover band, so it's something different. And I think eventually once the music gets out there, it'll just automatically be defined on its own, it'll stand up on its own. You don't need anybody to, like he says, people like to attach things so they can, file it away somewhere, and they're going to open their file cabinet and realize they put us on the wrong file. So we'll figure it out when they figure it out,
They're going to find us in 6 different files.
FBI file.
And to go further on that, if you're coming to see Angels of Vain expecting to hear LA Guns or Faster Pussycat or White Lion, you're not going to probably hear what you're coming to hear. Sorry, but
Cut yours.
Now, do you think to begin with you might do some to do as?
I just said it because I don't want people. I said what I said because I don't want people to come thinking they're going to hear like a couple hits by LA Guns, White Lion, or Faster Pussycat. You're not going to hear that coming to see Angels of Vain. You're going to hear Angels of Vain original. If we throw in a song or two by a previous band, maybe just to fill the setup in the beginning, maybe, but it's not going to be.
It's not the objective.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
You have
it's
to be
not,
determined.
It's not. It has.
Well, it was
Old
short,
Cherry,
but it won't be the
old
focus.
Cherry Street.
It's not going to be.
We need 10 minutes
major-
left.
Yeah, it's
Now,
not.
Chris, I
Drum
know
solo.
that you did the logo
Right.
on it, which is awesome.
Thank you.
And the individual logos
The icons.
for all the band.
Yeah.
And so, how did you guys come up with the name and Angels in Vain?
Right.
All right. So
All fingers point to you.
good question.
He's the one with the story.
It is a story. Kind of.
Well, it turned into a story. It really wasn't to begin with. Here's the only person that knows this other than myself is you. But originally, we planned to call the band "The Devil You Know," and I went after that, and literally, like the day I was going to launch the website, there were 2 guys, a guy from Kill Switch Engage and another big band, released that they had formed a band called The Devil You Know. And it went from like 0 to 70,000 on Facebook in like 15 seconds. I was like, what? So back to the drawing board, you know what I mean?
By the way, that's a very cool name.
It's a great name.
Yeah.
That's why we're going to call the band that.
That was a good idea.
Yeah, thanks guys. And I've been thinking about it for a year. It's important. You've
Right.
got to, whatever it is, you got to remember, if it works, you're living with it. You know what I mean? So I put a lot of thought into this, just like, everything that we do. And I was doing some research for reference, and I came across a passage, and it was literally written back in the 1800s, and it was on the web, and it was something angels, and then there was like a hyphen and in vain. It was 2 separate sentences, but when I read through it, I came across that, and I went, wow, that's pretty cool. You know what I mean? It struck me that way. And I thought about it, and it's kind of a double entendre. And I mean, if you look at my artwork, all my tattoo work, it's all balanced. It's like you've got the 60s microphone with the devil tail and the angel's wings and the halo. Everything in life is about balance. And I was like, that really makes sense. And I said, well, what if we spin it and we don't go with vain, V-A-I-N, we go with V-E-I-N, because what we do comes from inside of us.
Okay.
So that's where the name came from. We've got.
Okay, well, just to wrap it up, you guys got 1973 is going to be the next song coming out.
Should be out soon.
You guys got a video shot for it,
Yep.
and that'll be coming out soon. Do you know when?
Projected time frame? I'm hoping first week, going maybe into the second week of July. Sooner than later. I'm not going to give you a specific because I'll be shooting
Hopefully
myself.
about the middle of
Now, are you planning on doing the song is coming out with the video? I mean, the
Yes.
same as the video,
That
not,
is- and that
not
is
released
actually-
ahead of time.
That is the plan intended
single.
for, like what you've heard wasn't even intended to be a single. So if you love that song, know that that wasn't even the band's choice for a single coming out of the gate. 73 is the first official single, and it will be released with the video sometime in July. Is the objective, yeah.
And you guys are working on more material? Or are you looking
Oh,
at putting out a full album, or
Over time.
or one at a time,
Yeah.
and kind of feeling it out the way
We may just put out a
they do
song
nowadays?
a month for the next 50 years.
Yeah, I mean, right now we're putting out singles like once a month, and you know, whatever happens, happens. Whether it ends up as an EP or full record, there's
Yeah.
no set. You know, there's no set schedule
Keep
or
creating the buzz.
Yeah, as long as
And the
people are
demand's
interested and they
there.
want it,
yeah.
we'll continue.
We're reacting to the
Yeah.
public. Yeah.
And touring plans?
Touring plans, we're looking at starting to tour end of coming September, if things work that way. In this business, nothing ever goes exactly as you plan, but right now, that's the idea. And we're looking at dates and we're talking to people, so, yeah.
Hopefully, realistically, by the end of September.
Yeah.
All right, good enough. All right, let's wrap it up because I know we got to get going. Everybody, this is Rockin Ron with Decibel Geek Podcast.
6:30, right?
Here with Angels in Vain.
States, we gotta be there.
Keep your eye out for them. It's a hot new band. Download the single on iTunes now. No one gets out alive. Watch for the new video coming out, 1973. And
And thank you to
Hopefully-
everybody that supported the band.
Thank you, Decibel
yes, thank you very much.
Decibel Geek.
And watch Decibel Geek for everything Angels in Vain coming up. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hey man, thanks.
We got
Pleasure meeting you.
You want to show up?
show.
You want to show up?
Do you mind?
Yeah.